I'm sorry.
I know the sibling issue came up a little while ago, and I wasn't clear on the answer though. My child will be starting at North Kingstown in the fall, in September, and I have a son who's just 2 years behind her, so they will be in high school at the same time. What would happen if the committee decided to go for Narragansett?
They would go to different schools.
You would split them at different schools?
But you have to roll it out. Each year, the freshman class would start at the new school, the kids who were continuing at the old school would continue.
So she would be at North Kingstown until she graduated, whereas he would have to go to Narragansett.
Would you have the opportunity to move a child? Like, let's say she did want to move to Narragansett in a year, would that be an option? Or are you contracted to leave the number of students?
Under the current contract, but you know, that's, again, negotiable. Should we decide to do this, and should we be able to negotiate accommodations for siblings? That's certainly something we would try to do in whatever contract we were making with a new town. What I'm saying for siblings, under the current language and under, you know, with an abrupt change, the siblings would be separated. But should we be able to negotiate that into the contract with the school we're leaving? Remember, if you're leaving a school, they're not exactly, you don't have a lot of leverage. But we're happy that you brought it to our attention. It's certainly something we'll
I think that's asking
foremost in our
an
lives.
awful lot of a parent to pop back and forth between two high
It is.
schools.
It is.
I have enough
It
trouble
is.
going from Melrose to Warren.
It is. Any other questions or concerns?
All right, I'll ask you. To me, this is the elephant in the room, okay? The elephant in the
No,
room.
there's no elephant because we have to take
Okay.
down here. I mean, there's no questions you can't
This is really a question for the review committee, actually.
Okay? Even better.
The conclusion doesn't make sense because your report just shows that North Kingston is overwhelmingly a better high school. So the idea that, the conclusion that, well, both will do, we don't find any reason to change now, but both will, it doesn't match your numbers. So I'm wondering, is that just being like polite in that conclusion, or is there some justification?
We went around and around as a committee as to making a recommendation. We felt, when we talked about this, I will be very honest about this, that we talked about this, we felt as a committee, we wanted to put the facts out there and what we saw, and to leave it at that. And then we did come to writing a conclusion, and that was the consensus of the committee, that conclusion. Okay? And that's how.
It wasn't our responsibility to make a recommendation.
It was not right.
I see, okay.
So, and again, you have to say, as the chair, I think it's important that what we wrote was something that was acceptable by every member of this committee.
In the event that North Kingstown decided that they didn't want us, we ask ourselves, is Narragansett a viable option? Would our students get a good education at Narragansett? And while the data support, that we found, I think, says that the program is stronger at North Kingstown currently, I look at I have 2 children. My son would thrive at North Kingstown. He's 35 now, but if I look at my 2 kids, my daughter would have floundered. She would have done fantastically well at Narragansett because of the different kind of environment and smaller atmosphere. Kids are different, and I think that both schools are quality schools. We were looking to see where we have been for a number of years committed to sending our kids to North Kingstown. Is there some reason that we found in all of this data to say we should make a change? And our conclusion was, no, we didn't find that.
Right, and I don't disagree that Narragansett is a solid high school. I don't disagree, but by all accounts, North Kingston is one of the top 2 high schools in the whole state. So the conclusion that your numbers back that up. So I'm just wondering about the conclusion. But you answered my question. Kathy answered my question.
Well, and I'll say, one of the questions that I had goes to values and frame of reference. I mean, I know some people, some parents value the participation in athletics and activities and the experience that you get. So, you said Narragansett has higher participation. Well, if that means 90% of the students participate versus 10%, I mean, what's the variable of participation? And if your value is that I want my kids to participate, then that changes how you read this, right? So it really just depends on, for years we've said we value higher competition and we value striving for the best, whereas, it's possible people, if challenged, might look at it from, well, maybe somebody else values everybody participating. So it's really just, it's very frames of reference, I think.
The last report or when you reviewed the high schools 5 years ago, what were the other schools that you reviewed?
Middletown High School, South Jamestown, Rogers.
Newport. No, and Narragansett.
So 5.
So South Kingstown, Narragansett, and then the rest were Newport, Middletown,
Yep.
Rogers.
South Kingstown.
South Kingstown.
Rogers
South
is
Kingstown, Narragansett,
South Kingstown,
were the two
North and
west.
South Kingstown,
North and South Kingstown, Rogers, Middletown, and
Narragansett.
Narragansett. Right.
Julia, you said it would be helpful to see a show of hands.
Yes.
Do that.
Let's do
And
that.
then I thought, so if that makes people uncomfortable, we don't have to, I don't know, just talk.
And I'd like everybody to know that this is a straw poll.
We'll ask it in a.
That sounds smart.
You asked, okay. Because you had the word.
So we're just going to do it, who here, after, well, you coming in, but after hearing the report, would prefer to send their children to North Kingstown High School? Okay. So we're not going to ask the other question, that's the only question left. That's the question. That's the question, okay.
But you can't assume that that's representative necessarily.
No,
That's not, we know that,
That you were okay with that because you had something to say.
Well, I mean, we could ask the question, how many people don't have kids?